Hello, hello, welcome back, guys. Who's ready to get some planning done? I am trying something new this week. Normally, I print out the template and I do a hard copy. I'm going to try it this week in my iPad and good, good, come on, voice, and good notes and see how I like that. Because I'm thinking I usually have my iPad on me, but I don't always have the paper plan on me. And I also leave my planner open at my desk, so I thought this would be a nice compromise that I could have it have it on my iPad, take it with me, and then the more refined plan will be in my planner. But I have like the points I need to meet, right? How's everyone doing? How's the week been for you? I ended up the stupid little energy sucking bug, which drove me insane. It was kind of one of those ones where you kind of feel like you should be able to function, but you're like exhausted. It's not good. So I'm feeling better and I'm happy to be back to doing the things that I like doing. Okay, guys, we're going to dive right on in and start doing our planning. Thank you for joining us, Felicia. Hey, Rita. Oh, Rita, hello. Just wanted to pop in and tap the like button. Can't stay since I'm spending the afternoon with the grandbaby and her parents. I'll catch the replay. Aw, enjoy that, sweet baby. Don't even worry about it. Oh, guys, a little bit of housekeeping. Next weekend is the virtual rain retreat in the Heart Breathings community. And we are booked solid back to back to back. So there will not be a live plan with me next weekend because there literally is no space for it without me stepping on somebody. And I don't want to do that. So next weekend, please grab the replay and I'll see you guys live again the following, okay, for that one. But you will see me all weekend for writing sprints. I am on at 5 p.m. Eastern, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So lots of writing will get done. Felicia, doing good. I got home not too long ago. How are you? I'm feeling much, much better. Stephanie, welcome, kiddos. Dad is here, so I will be in and out listening via phone. Definitely catch the replay. That bug is going around my area too. Annoying little thing that it is. Okay, guys, we're going to dive on in and get some planning done. So if you haven't already, you will find this template inside of the description for this video. And this is page 1, which is kind of your ordinary world, all the things that we kind of have to do. And then all the things that we want to be doing. This is our protected time. These are the things that really matter to us that we want to get done. So the first one thing we always do is we take a little look back at our backstory and see how we've been doing, what we achieved this week, what we may have learned about ourselves in terms of our process and the thing that we've been avoiding, and just making that thing go away by making ourselves a little mini plan for that. So your backstory is a set of events that have occurred before the main story. So we're starting fresh with a new week, and this is going to be, so let's see how we did last week. So first off, we're going to have your reflection, which is you're celebrating your successes and your gold star moments, and then analyzing your challenges, your biggest distractions, and your best fixes. We actually want to be noting down our best fixes so we can have them hopefully somewhere saved for future reference when things become a little sideways. We have something to reach for to get back on track that worked previously for us. And the other is, what are you avoiding? Why? Does it still matter? Break it down. Define your first action step and make it priority number 1 for Monday morning. Just that first little baby step to just kind of get it just begun. Sometimes that's the hardest thing, is just beginning. So let's take 2 minutes and we'll fill out that first column and go. Sweet. Hmm. Okay, what did you come up with? Um, Felicia, I've been reading a lot lately, 16 books in 9 weeks. Well done, nice. Focusing on prose and transitions while enjoying the stories. Oh, I love that. And you have a focused read going on too. Nice. Triple C, hello, hey everyone. I am working on revisions tonight, so won't be sticking around, but wanted to pop in and leave a like and say hello. Oh, thank you, hon. Hope you all have a great weekend. See you on the next one. Definitely. Also, if you leave a thumbs up, I love it. Okay, guys, we're going to jump on into the meat of our plan. So we're going to head into that distractions, aka life. This is the things that prevent someone from giving full attention to something else. Sound familiar? This is going to cover just about everything so that we can kind of have a good quick overview of the things we want to achieve and the things that we've already committed to doing. There's a small section there for your important dates with a date, start time, end time, and any reminders that you may have. Chores and errands, there's a sleep equation there, your meal, not necessarily meal planning, your cooking schedule when you are on the hook to cook, morning and evening routines, anything you might want to add or change, bill due dates, and any other little notes. At the top of it, we have those major conflicts. Those are like vacations and big interruptions to our regular routines, and maybe some strategies of how we're going to get ahead of that. So the first off is that major conflicts, break in routines, so vacations, major holidays, surgeries, conferences, etc. And thinking about how you want to basically participate in whatever it is, which will come to the realization of how much you have to free up your time that you're not going to normally have for the things you normally do. So if you're on vacation, maybe you have no intentions of working on anything in terms of your goals. So is there anything that has a deadline that's going to be affected that you need to get ahead of? Anything that you would like to have done in preparation maybe for one of these events? So I won't actually put a timer on for that. Just think about what it is that you might need. Might have coming at you, and it's definitely going to interrupt your regular routines. And even a 3-day conference will interrupt routine because you're not going to be at home. You're not going to be doing you're not going to be at your regular spaces. You're not going to be able to stick to regular routines because you're going to be doing other things. And then when you get back, there's going to be that little bit of an adjustment period. So is this the week you take action to get ahead of that conflict, and how? So when things start thinking about this one's kind of a deeper one, so I don't put a 2-minute timer on. I want you guys to be able to take a moment and create a little bit more strategy around this one. Okay, our normal one, everyone has those important dates. We do look at the next 2 weeks to make sure that we are making sure that we're seeing everything that's coming at us. Come on, wake up. There we go. And basically so that if there's any actions that we need to take beforehand, we are aware of them. So any holidays, events, birthdays, appointments, or commitments, and there's an area there for noting your travel time, your action steps, your prep, your confirmation, if needed. So many things do. And then paperwork. I have one right now that I'm trying to get the paperwork done, and I don't have all the information I need. So I've got most of the form filled out, and I need like 2 things, and I don't have them. So I have to get that. All right, guys, so let's get our 2-minute time wrap and figure out all that list of important dates. I like to use use Google Docs for that, and sometimes any notes that I may have put in my planner. So let's proceed with that and go. So this one is the big one for the week. Okay, how did you do? I have pretty regular week except for one absolute chaos day that I am not looking forward to. We have, it's just one of those. Couldn't say no because there really were no other options, and we knew we could make it work, so we said yes. But I'm going to be stressed to the hilt, and I am avoiding adding anything else to my plate that day. I just know that. I'm going to keep it at the insanity level it already is and not add anything to it. Then we also have life tests. Oops. Go there. Sorry, guys. Mouse is not quite cooperating. You have your life test with all the details, your chores, errands, your sleep equation, your groceries and meal planning cooking overview. So you can check off the days that you're going to cook and which meals you're responsible for. Your morning, evening routines. Now, if you do most of the cooking and you have someone else in your house that switches off a little bit, you could put their initial in place. For the meals that you don't have to cover, if it's instead of checking all the ones that are yours. Let's see, your morning, evening routines, any notes you want to make about that, any little changes, your banking bill due dates, and then some other I have on here is insurance, family time, and the day job. So if you need to list out your schedule for that because it's variable or anything that you want to note down, and always batch together related tasks, guys. It makes it easier to get things done. And let's get our 2-minute timer up and just fill out that form using whichever box fits best for what you need. And go. Wow. Mm. Okay. Alicia, my son is going to kindergarten this year. Oh, sweet. And has a 3-day academy training program Tuesday to Thursday this week. That is the only difference in my routine. Oh, how sweet. Well, that's exciting. Mine are now nowhere near kindergarten. Oh, we're doing university instead. Oh, let's see. Sako, hello. How's it going, hon? Okay, guys, we are going to dive on into our next section. I am just, it's been a week, guys. So we're going to dive on into that ticking clock. A time limit or deadline that adds constraint, obstacles, and ensures the protagonist must act. How many of us do our best or feel like we do our best when we have that looming deadline? This is to basically take a look at the reality of time and how fleeting it really is, and how much of it is already engaged in other things that we've already agreed to do to get done. All right, guys. So, knowledge of time. What isn't on the list? You guys will have noticed that you're not going to see health or self-care on this list, because to me, those are very much something that should be under your protected time. Because if you take care of you, then you're taking care of the person that is wanting to get done all those fantastic things. And if we have no energy, if we're unwell, if we are tired, because we're not taking care of ourselves, because we're not getting exercise, because we're not eating well, because we're not taking breaks when we should, we're going to burn out, and we don't want to do that. So I always put health onto the protected, list. I still have the tail end of this stupid thing. And self-care is already in there and built right into the system. I am going to actually probably add health in there as well. I'm sorry, guys. Let me have a sip of water. Dry. So, you have 168 hours this week. Most of them are already spoken for. I'm sorry. I'd like getting a case of the coughs, right? So we have 49 hours for sleep. I'm not even going to try to speak because I'm going to just cough all over you guys. So this is an average breakdown for someone with a full-time job who's only getting 7 hours of sleep per night and has family stuff they want to do and chores and errands, and their morning and evening routine is only a half hour. That's not a lot of time, which leaves you with 27 hours for your goals. Let's take a quick boo at how much yours breaks down to. And I'll put the 2-minute timer on. Best guess here, don't have to be perfect, but try to figure out, generally, are you a 7-hour night sleep person? preferably 8? Are you more? And just how many hours do you give to the day job? Is it full-time, part-time? Is it variable? What is it this week? And then your meal planning. If you're doing a lot of cooking, it does take a little extra time than just the eating, but figure it out and do a good guess. We will fine-tune this as we go and begin. What did you come up with? I have 54 for protected time. I'm trying to figure out for that appointment if I've left myself enough time. I'm not sure. It's only supposed to be about 45 minutes, and that includes the driving time. It should be okay. If they end up asking us to do something else, though, should I compensate for that? New doctor, so I'm not entirely sure what they're going to throw at us. Even with that, we should still be okay. It may just have to go into some buffer time. All right, guys. What did you come up with for your figure? Now, this is just another way of looking at the week. So this is your story beats, the frame over which you drape your plot. And for this one, we are going to use full days, which means you have the full day to yourself. There's no other obligations. You don't even have to leave your house if you don't want to. Half days are like you go to work and then the rest of the day is yours to do with as you please. Pinch days. Now, my Wednesday is going to be a pinch day. Usually it is our life task day, which means I am left wondering where that's going to fit in this week because I don't see it landing where it normally does, and how to manage that because there's certain things we kind of do in a certain area. We're not going to be in that area, which means I think I have to schedule a life task day for another day, which kind of sucks. But, it is what it is. So life task days, so pinch days are those super busy days where you put stuff in your calendar and everything else finds that day. Those days, right? And before you know it, it's pure and total insanity to the point that you're ready to curl up and cry and you don't want to deal with any of it. This is why we plan, so that we can deal with it because we know what's coming at us and we can pull things off that we know, like I'm going to take some of that life task stuff off that I'm not going to get done. And I'm going to make a little more room around that and give a little more buffer to that day because I know there may be things that come that I'm not prepared for. And then my life task day will just have to be another day of the week, which is when we run around, do errands and chores and do our groceries and all those kind of things. And a day off is exactly that, a true day off where you just go and have fun. Yes, let's do a quick 2 minutes and figure out on that lower right hand side what shape your week is going to take, and begin. Okay. How did that look for you guys? I decided that fine, Thursday can be our life task day. I'd rather have a solid have Monday and Tuesday to really have full days. If I really set up my week early, then it's easier for the rest of the week to have a little bit more of a trickle. And you're not supposed to be making noise right now. Bad phone, sorry. I swear I had it on do not disturb, and apparently I did not. Let's try that again. Apologies for that. And then I would love a day off next week, but I don't see that being doable. Not with a virtual run retreat, which will be fun. That's self-care anyway. I love streaming, so that one that's more of a happy writer's weekend. If you guys don't have that on your schedule yet, next weekend, Friday through Saturday, 19th to 21st, we have our virtual writing retreat. It's going to be awesome. Come and join us. Okay, guys, we are going to start diving onto page 2, which is your protected time. The reason we're here. The definition is time kept safe or defended against interruption so you can achieve what matters to you. Part of that, as I said, is health. So I look at health in 3 parts. You have the physical health, which is what most people think of, is your exercise, your dietary choices. I like to combine my physical health workouts with usually walking and learning at the same time. So I'll put on like a podcast or a YouTube video and take in information that way. Maybe sometimes I'll read on my Kindle while I walk. And that way I'm getting steps while I'm taking in information. I love multitasking like that. There's mental, which is your meditation, your calming exercises, the things that are bring you peace and calm. You can even be sitting and petting sitting on the couch with the puppers and just having 5 minutes of just relax, petting time. It relaxes them, it relaxes you. Your planning, which is your daily, weekly, your monthly, quarterly, your business and goal setting, budget, and you're scheduling your self-care. I cannot emphasize that one enough. If you don't schedule it, it often will not happen. So try to schedule it and put it into your plan. And then we have that self-discovery part, which to me is where we learn so much about ourselves and learn how to get more done. We learn what actually works for us, so it's less frustration and just more success, which just feels amazing. So that's journaling, doing your morning pages, process evaluation, taking a moment of reflection to see what worked and what didn't, so you can stop banging your head against the wall, doing things that are not working for you. Everybody is unique. Just because someone you know can have a full locked in schedule Monday to Friday, and that works for them, it doesn't necessarily work for you. We're all varying degrees of how much we can handle a locked-in structure. Some of us need a little more variable. Sometimes our lives just demand it, and then we have to have a more flexible schedule. And I love to have my personal goals be a 6-week rotation. That way it's a long enough time that I can see results and a short enough time that I can make changes as needed. Okay, guys, let's dive on into our protected time. So, the first rule we have around here is we do not give 100%. We do not want to burn ourselves out. So we give 95%. The percentages we'll use are 40% for the big goal, 20% each for your 1 to 2 medium goals, and 5% each for your small goals. That is a total of 95%. That means you have that built-in 5%, which is going to be for your self-care. In hours, this is using that calculation, that number that you came up with there for your protected time, and multiplying by the percentage. So for 27 hours, which is the example, that came to 11 hours for the big goal, 5 hours each for the medium goals, and 1 hour each for that 5% for the small goals. And the difference is your 5% plus your remainder. This happens, of course, when you round down. When you round up, you may just end up with a clean 5%, but you have that, you end up with a nice clean set of numbers. So let's put on our 2-minute timer and do some math. Just grab your calculator, guys, or your phone, and just take that protected time number that you calculated and times it by the different percentages and go. Hey, Kat, how's it going? Okay, guys. Hope you ended up with, I ended up with 22 hours for my health goal, which sounds like a lot. But when you start thinking about everything you want to do to contribute to good health, it ends up being about right. So that's why I always put it as first, because before I was always trying to squeeze it in and then trying to figure out why it didn't work, because it doesn't going to work in 8 hours a week. That doesn't, I mean, we want to leave time for our planning. We want to leave time for our journaling. We want to leave time for being physical. We want to make better food choices. That often takes a little bit of time as well. We want to make sure everything's got has the actual time offered that it needs. That was badly said, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we are going to name our goals. So this is your big picture categories. Mine are health, writing, editing, and coaching. So that way I'm leaving room. I kind of combined my coaching with learning and coaching, because sometimes I'm learning and sometimes I'm teaching. So I kind of put it as one category because it depends on which mode I'm in. So let's take a quick 2 minutes and figure out. And I do hope that you'll use your big goal for your health, but if not, try to make it the medium one. And begin. Oops. Okay. So what did you come up with for your big goal, your medium goals? I've actually started adding one of my small goals, and I just called it buffer, because sometimes there's things I decide that I want to do that I haven't. They kind of just playing around in my head, but I haven't quite given it that a structured time yet. So I leave that buffer for sometimes things like that where I want to play with them, but I don't know quite what I need yet, and it's not quite at that structured stage. So I have buffer for those sort of the small goals that before I was defining, but then didn't always get to because they were the small goals. And because something else kind of became just a little more urgent or a little more fun sometimes. And often it was stuff for you guys that I wanted to do, that I had that the ideas started to lock in place. And when I have something fun that I want to share with you guys, I want to get it out there so you guys can enjoy it too. All right, guys. So our middle of that page is all about your plotting and the plan. This is your series of related events making up a story and an intention or decision about what one is going to do. This is literally your first draft of your plan for the week. This is just putting down on paper what you think you might want to tackle this week, what you think you may be able to tackle this week. We get to refine it when we put it in our planners. So this is just getting it out of our heads and getting it down on paper so that we actually know what's coming at us, what we want to get done, what will move the needle this week, and figuring out the strategies that are best going to work for us. So, easy one. We're going to start off with that first column, which is projects, and just list out the things that we need to work on this week and the things that we want to, that are ongoing, recurring, new, on hold. If you have to put on hold, know why you're putting it on hold. Pulled from your monthly or quarterly plan that's designated for this week. So let's get a quick 2-minute timer up here and we'll populate our plan with all the projects we want to do and begin. Okay. What is the project that you are most excited to dive on into? I am excited to do to get Project Ballad through its second draft, I should say. First revision. The story has enough elements. I love it, and the ideas that I have coming to fix it, that I've been journaling about, and are just I'm excited for. So I am looking forward to diving in deeper with that and making more magic on the page. What are you guys looking forward to this week? Well, you guys type. I will tell you about the next part. So the plan is subtasks to keep in mind, breaking it down into smaller steps to make it easier for yourself and also to make it so that you can break it down throughout the week to more manageable time blocks and make it easier for yourself. And some of the things to support you are considering what you have for your admin tasks this week, any banking or meetings, workshops or courses that you are currently taking or wish to take. Maybe do a little research on them and find out what you need in order to be able to step into that new knowledge. skill-based videos or reading that you are currently doing or planning to do. Again, this can be a little bit of research of what you feel like is the gap and what things you could basically reach for to help fill in and give you that little more information to make yourself more comfortable while you're working. Live sprints, working with others and doing body doubling, and that accountability of writing with friends and editing with friends is a fantastic thing. So please check out our live sprints. Journaling. I cannot say enough about journaling. It is, it allows you to unlock all the good things in your mind and really dig in deep, and it's so relaxing. And even no matter how lousy I felt this week, journaling was one thing I was able to do because it was low energy, and it allowed me to keep working through HB90. It allowed me to keep working through my story. It was great because it was low energy task and allowed me to still mine my brain for fantastic elements to contribute to my life. And then targets. Having that due date is sometimes stressful, but it also gives you a finish line to aim for. So I highly recommend, if you can set a date, please do. And always batch together similar tasks to make it a little easier. Kat, I'm focusing on 2 writing projects and 2 editing projects this week. Whew, that's a lot. How are you managing that, my dear? Yeah, make sure that, I'm assuming one of those probably has a bigger priority over the other 3. How are you breaking it down? Do they all get equal time? What's your strategy? All right, while you do that, let's get our 2-minute timer up and let's figure out all the little nitty-gritty little bits about our plan and go. Okay. Wondering if maybe I'll just add take notes. I got to do some research on something. I'm trying to figure out the best strategy for, because I want to use this knowledge to do something afterwards. But I feel like I should be adding an extra tier to that. I'm not entirely sure what. Maybe try YouTube and see if I can find some information there. Oh, but a good old question mark on that. So my goal as well this week is I have a good chunk of Q3 planned out. I have stickies up on my Kanban. It's not naked anymore. But I only have about the first half of the quarter up there. So I want to finalize and see if I can come up with the other half. Or leave at least enough notes for myself that when I get through July, I can create the stickies that I will need for the latter half of August and maybe September, and see if, because right now there's a nice amount on the board. If I put more, will I find that intimidating? I'm not sure. It's not even intimidating. I feel guilty because stickies are not recyclable, which always makes me sad. I keep looking at a digital format for that, but nothing seems to work. Having it in your face really does work to get you committed and stay on task. I'm sorry. So this one is another one that I will leave you with. We won't put a timer on for this. This is your deep focus. Which goals will you focus on per session? Thinking in blocks of 2 to 3 hours and creating a little mini agenda for those sessions. So let's take, for example, your writing goal. For me, I'm going to say Monday and Friday for sure. Not Monday, Friday, Monday and Tuesday. And those are going to be, I'm going to give them both the same day, same block. I'm going to go for, I'm going to go from 1 to 4 both days. That will give me a solid 6 hours. And if I do that, then that will have a nice bit of progress on that one. So think about the days when you want to use that. Are you going to use maybe pair it with live sprints and do the blocks according to that, and whatever works for you. Then we have our fun list. This is your favorite activities: getting outdoors, trying something new, reading, playing games, anything that makes you happy, that you find enjoyable, and it doesn't have to produce anything, guys. This is simply for your own self-joy and refilling the well. So I know a lot of us will have some novels in there that we are all happily reading. So name that novel while you're at it so you know which one and maybe where you're going to have it, so it's handy. So when you sit down to take a break, it's right there for you. And begin. What did you come up with, Kat? I need to start playing games again. I should also reread the SDS books. They've been on my bookshelf for ages. Well, in games, I would say choose one or two that you already own and have them out so that when you have some time or you scheduled some time, it's right there for you. If it's a 2 or 3 player, maybe something more to the evening that you can play with family or friends, and maybe just schedule a get together for a game night. It's major fun, right? As for the books, pull one off the shelf, put it next to a comfy space, get reading. Okay, guys, we're gonna now focus in on the protagonist, you, the character who drives the action, and we're going to look at our new skills, our misbeliefs, and any of your daily habits that you might want to add for this week or continue. So, new continued skills. What knowledge are you lacking? Sources for information can be YouTube, books, and courses. Is it free? Do you have to apply for or purchase? In other words, do you have to save up for it? Reading, study time. What does that look like? What does your coursework look like? Are you having to create your own coursework or implement the skills into something else you're already doing to practice those? What does your practice time look like? And then evaluation. Who's evaluating? Are you going to evaluate yourself or do you have an outside person for that? Let's get a 2-minute timer up and let's use that top right hand section to figure out what it is we want to focus on learning this week and go. Pardon me. Okay. So I have a secret project that I am working on and I'm focusing on that. And I may need to, I'm almost finished with one reference book that I've been using, and I would like to maybe complement that one with one that is more specific. So that'll be my goal, is to find that and purchase it, and that way when I'm done with this one, which I'm almost done, I can read that and hopefully combine it all together and also start with actually drafting out this new project. Misbeliefs. What bad choices have you been making that are affecting your overall health, energy, and concentration? Make one small change this week. Example, drink water in place of sugary drinks. For me, it is, I've been back to the salty chips. They every once in a while sneak back in. I do love them. So I think it's time for some veggie trays again. Because I've been kind of in, and the worst part, breaking the bag of chips to the couch No, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. It's so bad. Pour it into a smaller vessel. Always. Okay, guys, let's take 2 minutes and figure out one healthy little thing you can change this week to increase your overall energy and concentration and help your overall health and go. Mm. So I went with the chips. I put them in a bowl or leave them in the pantry and smaller portions. Do not bring the bag to the couch. No, no, no. Preferably don't even pull them out of the pantry, but I've kind of got myself hooked again, so I'm going to wean myself off of it with just having a little bit. Okay, guys, we are at the final section and we're going to dive on into our daily habits. What 3 to 5 things do you want to work on daily this week? What goals are they connected to? The examples are walking 5K per day is connected to your health goal, and daily writing, and that does not necessarily mean it has to be new words. Daily connecting with your writing is connected to your writing goal. You don't necessarily have to write every day, but if you can somehow maybe journal about it, your story, or set up other things that support in terms of like maybe reading books on the craft of writing, anything like that is always building. That way, when you sit down to actually get new words, when you sit down to edit, you have yourself that built in, not structure, not the word I was going to go for, but structure works. All that built in, my brain today, guys, formulas and everything to just kind of help you to boost your energy, to boost your understanding, to help you to get the story out. And begin. Oops, does not want to come off there. And begin. Thank you. So, so yes, a routine is also a major part of that. Yes, I just all the building blocks. That's what I was looking for. Structure. The building blocks. We have it all when we take the time to get to read the craft books, to journal, to and then when we sit down and we actually write the scene or chapter that we know we want to work on, we already have so much energy already involved in it that when we sit down to write, it's so much easier because we're connected to the story, we're connected to the characters, we're connected to the setting. Ideas have been forming while we've been relaxing and doing the other things. So that's why I recommend the daily writing. Okay, guys. Rising action, stage 9. All the events that happen in a story on the way to the climax. Our climax happens next Sunday. You guys, because of virtual writing retreat, again, there will not be a live weekly plan with me. So make sure you grab the replay from today's or previous one. And that way you'll get your planning done. And I'll see you guys the following week. All right, guys. So the outline. You're going to create your master plan, ideal week, in whatever planner you like to use. I like the Legend Planner. I've actually finally found a technique that I like for using the right-hand page, which is already had some breakdown on it, but I wanted to even further to break it down for the so each goal had a place. Secure your protected time in your planner. Make sure that you're marking out the times, the amount of hours that you've given to each one, so you can kind of start looking at where your energy is going. If you're finding that your top big goal ends up being the one that only gets a few hours and something else is getting more, then you have to figure out what's happening there, right? Schedule your self-care, your mental health, and your buffer days. And as always, guys, this is your first draft of your weekly plan, so make adjustments as needed. Once you start actually putting it down on paper, and you might find some things are conflicting, some things don't quite, in terms of energy, line up. Maybe you have a day that's everything is high energy tasks, and then it's just you're going to burn yourself out for the rest of the week if you do that. Sure, you'll make progress on those things, but the rest of the week you're going to maybe be too tired to do. So try to have a nice mix of high and low energy tasks, and that way you are always able to get what you need done on the days you've chosen to work. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for being here for the accountability to ensure that the planning gets done. It's so much easier when we come and plan together, because then we make sure it happens, right? Thank you guys. I will see you next weekend for 3 days of writing sprints for our virtual writing retreat. I will be on at 5 p.m. Eastern every day, guys, so come and join me. And then make sure you figure out which day you're going to try to get your weekly planning in as well, and which replay you want to use. Thank you guys. I will see you guys next weekend, if not throughout the week. Thank you again. I'll see you guys probably throughout the lives, just because I know I have so much I want to get done, especially on Monday and Tuesday. We're not even going to talk about what gets done on Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday's a write-off. Thank you guys. I'll see you next weekend. Bye.